Welcome, everyone. This is another 119 release team meeting. Today is August 5th, 2020. It is Wednesday. I hope y'all are doing well. This is a Kubernetes meeting, so we abide by the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which simplifies to please be excellent to one another. Should be no problem for everyone here. Y'all are fantastic. Let's get things kicked off today with enhancements.
Hello everyone. Hi, happy Wednesday. So enhancements is green right now. We are tracking 34 enhancements in total, with 9 of them being new enhancements graduating to alpha, 15 enhancements graduating to beta, and 10 enhancements graduating to stable. And that's all on the enhancements plate.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Any questions for enhancements? All right, let's move into CI signal with Dan. I thought I saw Dan on the call.
He said he's having microphone issues. He'll reconnect.
Got it. Thank you. This is yet another good case for Jeopardy theme song music. We can come back to that. We can jump to bug triage with Gianluca.
Hello. So yeah, I reported a number a few minutes ago, like almost stable, nothing really important or weird going on. All good.
Awesome. Any questions for bug triage? Wonderful. Okay. Let's jump over to, I'll give him 2 seconds here. Hey. How's it going, Dan?
Me.
Perfect. Yes, yeah, we just skipped over to bug triage, but yeah, let's hear from CI Signal.
Okay, so sorry for the microphone issues.
No
We
worries.
are yellow, so we've had some flakes since yesterday. A number of them don't look super critical. One thing that was identified this morning is it looks like some of the kubectl skew testing is going against the wrong version. So basically on those tests, we're checking, the change from the last stable version to current. And right now, some of the version markers, so when builds happen, basically they publish the latest version to a file, so you're able to read it and download it. And those look to be skewed. So the stable one, for instance, is still saying 1.17. We think we found where that is occurring, but that obviously needs to be updated. In the meantime, we could update them to just use the latest and explicitly mention the branch rather than the stable and beta version markers. But shouldn't be a huge issue, but hopefully get that corrected today. Other flakes we saw, scalability flake that the folks on SIG scalability said was not super critical, had to do with latency request metrics. Conformance GA only, still showing flaky from the extract issues just because it runs twice a day, so it takes a while for it to show green again. And then there were a number of tests here that flaked due to connectivity issues. So not sure if that's infrastructure related or not, but most of them have recovered today. And the last major thing is there's a fix open for run kube control apply tests. And it looks like, I think that was approved just before that meeting, just for this meeting. So we should be seeing green there. So looking pretty good despite the number of flakes. And we'll continue to follow up on some of the failings on informing as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Dan. Any questions for CI Signal? Excellent. Thank you again, Dan. Let's go to docs with Anna.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. No changes in the docs world. We are still green and our branch for 1.19 is healthy.
Excellent. Glad to hear. Thank you so much, Anna. Any questions for docs? All right, let's move on to release notes with James.
Hello. Happy to report that we are green. Both pull requests for RC4 have merged. We had a minor KRail bug that meant that a manual adjustment of the generated commits was needed, but we've done that. It was pretty easy, and we've notified the relevant people. We also identified that not being a K-SIGs org member on GitHub meant that Prowl wouldn't actually test one of them without someone else going and tagging them. Thankfully, Stephen Augustus came to my rescue and also added me to K-SIG, so that's where it happened again. We identified internally that this is probably useful for everyone on the release notes team. So I've got a PR open to add that to the handbook for release notes members. So if people want to take a look at that, if they have any opinions, that's good. Also, one general question, and this might be better placed for a SIG release meeting. So please tell me to bring it up there if you'd prefer. It's about which exact version of KRail should be used, whether we use the latest released version in terms of GitHub releases, or whether we should use the master branch of k/release. The docs are relatively silent, but they link to the KRail build instructions on master, so that's what we used. But I didn't know if anyone had any particular opinions on this. But again, happy to take that in another meeting if people prefer.
Yeah, I think that I can't remember the last time I checked in with KRail. I think it was 033. At least that's the one that serves. That's the best my memory can do right now. I think that would be good for SIG release, and in determining that, I know Sasha has worked quite a bit with that tool, as well as Stephen and all the other Kubernetes superheroes that you mentioned.
Okay, I'll bring it up there then.
Thank you so much, James. Any questions for release notes? All right, let's move on to comms. I didn't see Max on the line, but wasn't sure if there was another comms shadow on the line. All right, let's move on to release branch management with Carlos.
I don't think Carlos is here, but I'll give a quick update. RC4 was released successfully yesterday, and the issue we were seeing before, which was kind of motivation for another RC, was resolved, and that was confirmed. So that's pretty much the update on that front.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. All right, let's move on to Emeritus Advisor. I don't think Tim was able to join us today. My updates. So we have quite a bit coming up here tomorrow. We have the cherry pick deadline and test freeze on tomorrow, August 6th. The following 2 weeks, we are going to be on a break for KubeCon. So KubeCon is the 17th through the 20th, but the week leading up to it and the week of, we won't be having any meetings. Things will still be happening asynchronously, I'm certain. So please be sure to communicate via Slack and any other asynchronous means. But wanted to, in talking with Stephen and other leads, definitely wanted to give everyone a break leading up to KubeCon and then during the week of KubeCon. Thank you again so much for all of your help. This has been quite the marathon release. I've been told quite a few times. We are still targeting August 25th as our release date. That's a Tuesday. We will resume our meetings on the 24th of August, so that Monday. So if there are any critical issues or anything like that, please be sure to raise them up to your leads or to us, and we can work with that and get the comms out accordingly. I don't believe that there's a scalability update, but I did see that note from Dan. Thank you so much on that front. Awesome. With that, let's go into open discussion. And I believe that Lori might have an update there, but I know that there have been some talk there with using the project board. I know that we're just about done with this release, but any place that we can use that would be helpful to kind of see what still remains out there if there are any critical issues that come up. Do you want to speak any more to that one, Lori?
Sure. So basically, it's like all about the project boards today. There are 3 items of interest to this group that I just want to update you all on. So for one, the CI policy improvements work is now underway, and some of you are actually claiming items and getting underway with work. There is a project board, which I've linked to in the agenda, where you can find all of the items that Aaron and Ben and others have spun up that are related to that first top priority policy topic, which is about the guaranteed QoS pods. Then there will be other issues underway, but the idea here that I think we all realize that we have lots of work in progress, and we try to limit the work in progress so that we just focus on one thing at a time on this. And then that increases the chances of us being able to just ship it. And then also it reduces the stress for everyone else. Like they have so many different topics to think about and be on their minds. So let's pace ourselves for greater sustainability. And that mindset is also directed to my thinking towards like the different prioritization sessions and the results of those sessions that all of you have participated in. So basically today I sent out an email that's got 6 user stories related to some of the high priority items that you identified as like things that we should do. And those relate to onboarding, documentation, and then how we relate to each other. So like the asynchronous team topic, how do we make this team more asynchronous? And then how do we actually just work together as a team? And so if you look at that email, I sent it on the mailing list for this group, you'll see details. And so far, Max has claimed one of the user stories, the one on documentation. Again, my advice is that we just focus on 1 or 2 of those user stories at a time. So if docs is it, then that we just work on docs until that's done, and then we can pick the next item. So that's in your inbox if you want to look at it, and then you can respond on the thread if you have any interest in helping there or any ideas. Then for the release team project board, yeah, basically, how can we make that board most helpful to us, both here in these meetings and then in the SIG release meetings, to actually delegate work. So we highlight work that we know that we want to have done, it's high priority, and then we can see if contributors can actually help us get it done. Because what I'm seeing as I go through a lot of issues is there's a high load for individuals. Like a lot of you are just owning lots and lots of tasks. And so the idea here is to help you not own so much and maybe get some support in getting those items done. And then lastly, this is related. I'm looking at the release engineering project board, and it's the same situation. There's a really high concentrated workload for some key individuals. And so then again, how can we spread those efforts more widely, get more involvement from more contributors, and also ship more of the higher priority items so that they get done and they don't linger in our backlog for a long time. So the mindset around all of this is sustainability for all of you as individuals, to help you not take on so much work that it is either not possible to do because there's only 24 hours in all of our days, or it creates stress for you. So if you have any questions or concerns about that, I'm happy to discuss with you individually. But this is just a way to help us pace ourselves. That's the intent, so that we can breathe a bit sometimes, because there's just so much to do.
I don't disagree with that. I think there might be a bug ticket open for hours in the day to increase that to 48 as well. So if you could, I'd like to talk about that separately, but
yeah, I mean, we have lots of people that want to help. So I think it's just a matter of all of you are really busy getting the work done. And so my luxurious role here is that I can help you like figure out how to delegate that work and take that load off of you.
Thank you so much, Lori. Are there any questions for Lori on that front? I would like to encourage any feedback as well to be put into the retro so that we can act on that and then kind of tune those boards or address any just concerns or items that we can get a little bit better with too. That would be really helpful.
So I'm going to tune the boards now, but like they're very flexible so that you can spin up columns and tear them down. It's very much like the technologies that we like to use. So yeah, I will show it to all of you, like what I do, but it's a work in progress.
Cool. Awesome. Any questions for Lori? Thank you, Lori. One item I wanted to address before opening it back up to everyone The release is drawing close to an end. And so as you proceed through your weeks, please think about potential successors for 1.20. Any questions on that front, obviously, please escalate that up. I'll be more than happy to talk with you. Tim, Stephen, myself, Bob, Jeremy, and looking forward to seeing 120 get into motion and 119 out the door. Any other questions, comments, or concerns that anyone would like to bring up?
I have a question about retro. I think it was scheduled, or it is scheduled for the 13th. Is that still true?
It should be for the, I think, I know it's been changed a couple times. I'll take a look at that. I think it should be, I can't remember if it's scheduled for the 27th or 2 weeks after the release. I think it might have gotten moved 2 weeks after the release, but I can double check on that one.
The doc still says the 27th.
Cool. Okay. So that should be, I think that should be okay. I think there are still a few things I need to do there, like secure moderator and a couple items on that front. But yeah, I think 27th, I think should be okay. I haven't heard anything otherwise on that front, but yeah, I'd say plan for the 27th.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a fantastic Wednesday. And yeah, be awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Talk to you soon.